Alright, so we're going to jump in a cube queue today. Cons of Tarkir pre-release just happened in paper, which means a lot of stuff on Moto is not new and exciting. So we're going to compensate by cubing, which I haven't done yet, so with the new cube. So let's see. We could go for a crazy fixing deck. I also have no idea what's in the cube. They always change it. We got Corsair and Oracle, a nice little top of deck combo. There's Tinker, Treachery, which historically is just an amazing magic card, very, very powerful. Probably what I'm going to want to pick here. And a bunch of black cards that are aggressive that seem like something I wouldn't really be interested in picking up. So I can see myself picking Treachery, which I think I'm going to do. Tinker seems like a nice speculative pick, but I don't know how good that is in the cube right now. And then we have basically sweet green cards and some mana fixing. But let's take our Treachery and see where that goes. Okay, so immediately after, we could pick up a Damnation for like a control deck. That could be kind of cool. We could pick up a Mox Diamond. There's a bunch of card disadvantage, although it is good in blue because you can just draw cards. Mana War if we want to go like the aggressive Treachery route, that's kind of sweet. Sundering Titan if we think the Tinker's going to come back, which I doubt. I think I kind of want to take the Damnation or maybe even Animate Dead. Just because this card's really not replaceable if you're trying to be a black control deck. And it's just very powerful, especially when people are just trying to play a lot of creatures and kill you. So I think I'm going to take Damnation here. And I think the other few options were reasonable, but again, cubing is sort of personal preference. Do whatever you think is sweet kind of deal. Vampiric Tutor, very good with Treachery, or Damnation if we need to set that up. Venser, which just doesn't have a picture, unless you zoom in on it, apparently. This card's awesome. In general, you can like reset a Treachery, untap your lands after tapping out, which is kind of sweet. It's great with enter the battlefield effects, and seems like a more powerful card if we're gonna go into white than Blade Splicer. Although it is sweet with Blade Splicer. I think Thawing Glaciers is, I mean, it's literally in the name, but it's just too glacial of a card. It's so slow. Although I don't know, maybe in cube it's fine, but I'm not that impressed with it. Unless you're just a million colors, and then I guess it fixes it. Basically, it comes in a Venser Vampiric Tutor, but I think Venser is the sweeter option, and we're here to have fun, so might as well. This pack is juicy for us. While I would like Verdant Catacombs to pick up some mana fixing if we get some dual lands, I don't think we can be that aggressive. Picking up mana fixing when there's such good cards in this pack. Really, Moloku, Ultimate Price, and Shriekmaw is what it comes down to. But if I'm going to take Ultimate Price, Shriekmaw is kind of the same type of card, because you can pay 2 and sack anyways, or it's just a great 5-drop. Moloku is a good win condition, but we have a lot of good expensive cards already. Shriekmaw is going to be a good expensive card that's also great with Venser if we end up doing that. So I think I would like to go with Shriekmaw here. Soul of Ravnica, that seems like kind of a loosey-goosey. Essence Scatter is a nice counter spell, which we don't have. Wrenchbind is kind of just a giant destroyer of control decks, so that one's kind of scary. Gotta watch out for that. No other really great control cards. I don't think we need a Kaiga, for example, as a finisher. I'm gonna take an Essence Scatter here. Electrolyze, that's a sweet magic card. Not particularly easy to cast, but I could also take like Delver, but I actually have a lot of non-creature spells that are not instants or sorceries. Let's see, if I'm going to go into red, would I rather have Electrolyze or Lightning Bolt? I think I'd rather have Electrolyze. Like if I'm going to splash, I might not always have red early. Nothing else I really want here. Let's see. Trinket Mage is always sweet if you get something good for it. And Repulse is all around just decent. I think those are two options. We don't have anything for the Trinket Mage yet. We've only seen the Mox. And all the other cards are like good aggressive cards. I think I'm going to take the Repulse. It's going to make our deck, most likely, and it's just a good value card. Although Trinket Mage Venser, you could technically go off. Ice-Crown Scepter kind of sweet with Essence Scatter. And Scroll Rack is good with bounce effects, and Burning is good if we get a bunch of mana rocks, which we don't have. But I kind of want to take Glacial Fortress because we have no fixing yet, and it's on color. So let's go ahead and do so. So the Tinker came back, which is interesting. We don't really have anything to tinker yet, but there's a chance that we get the nice Sundering Titan next. Alternatively, I could take Engineered Explosives, which is just going to be a decent control card if we are 3 or more colors. Or Merciless Eviction. I think I'm just going to go with the flexible Engineered Explosives. Okay, so we didn't give up on a sweet Tinker package by taking it there. I think Sulphurous Springs helps us splash the most, although we could go deep with Bogardan Hellkite Venser. That's kind of a big game. But I want mana fixing right now. And we're not green as of yet. Brain Maggot's not where we are. Izzet Charm? It's pretty sweet. So is Blue Elemental Blast. The mono red decks are often some of the best decks out there. It's actually a close pick. There's also Thawing Glaciers. I don't really want to take that though. I think I'd rather have a good board card. Izzet Charm is just fine, but we don't even know if we're red. Ultimate Price, that's a good pickup. I'd rather have it than Undermine. I think killing creatures is more important right now. We can pick up like actual Counterspell or something like that to be able to have a control package early on. Seaside Citadel or Soul of Ravnica. I guess Soul could be okay as a finisher. I'm already all like a million colors, so I don't really want to pick up Seaside Citadel. And I could see us like souling for 2 or 3 if we have a Shriekmaw or Venser in play. Just sort of expand this here so we can view all our beautiful picks all at once. And I guess I'll take a Delver. I'm very far from Gen Waving, and it's also not very good in a deck with all spells. Alright. I think mana fixing is going to be something we need to really prioritize. Although the only on-color fixing we passed was Badlands at this point, for the most part. There's a bunch of off-color, like there's a bunch of green lands in pack 1. So hopefully we just see cards of our sort in this pack. And quite a pack it is. If we look here, we have Flametongue Kavu, which is obviously absurd with Venser. Sphinxes, which is just a great magic card very clearly. Augur of Bolas, which is a actually decent card in this strategy of deck. I'm pretty sure that will wheel. And Esper Charm, which also might wheel. Sphere of the Suns, which helps fix our mana. So really it comes down to I want Sphinx's Revelation or Flametongue Kavu, I believe, as reasonable first pick options. And I think I'd rather have the FTK. We don't even know if we're playing Venser yet. Although we don't even know if we're playing Electrolyze yet is also the consideration. But if we're playing like Soul, I'd rather have permanents. And this card gives you a bunch of card advantage anyways, like Sphinxes, because it's a 2-for-1. And it just combos better with what we're trying to do. Ooh, Vindicate's a nice one. Thran Dynamo, sort of cool in the deck. not amazing. Graven Cairns is good mana fixing. Shadow Mage Infiltrator is an interesting option too. Sun Titan is not where we're at. Would I use the Thran Dynamo? I mean, we don't really need to accelerate much more past 4. I think I should take like Vindicate or Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Kind of just want to take Vindicate here. I mean, we don't have the mana fixing for it quite yet, but being able to answer anything is so powerful. And then I think we should focus on like card drawing and fixing at that point. Maybe I should take Graven Cairns though. Whatever. I'm gonna pick the sweet cards before the mana fixing, which is opposite of what I normally do. Alright, well luckily this pack doesn't really have any sweet cards we need to pick. So we can take Dragonskull Summit pretty freely, I think. Yeah, just nothing we really need to be playing. Like Bad Gideon, Aggressive Ajani. Maze is pretty good in control decks, but I think I'd rather have fixing first. And so that was a nice one. Hero's Downfall is super, super good. Glenelender Archmage is super good. Sower is super good. Kind of a lot of super good things. So we need to make a choice here. I guess we already have a lot of removal, so maybe Downfall is less relevant than like a Glenelendra. Turn that into... Alright, so you can't like do Restoration Angel tricks with Sower and Venser. I think I want to take Glenelendra the most. It stops crazy things, and also our deck can never beat it. So like, you know, if all of them are really close, pick the thing that's best against us. And these packs are insane. So, Bitter Blossom is obviously a great Magic card. I don't know how good it is in a deck where we don't really have any way to abuse it. But it is really good on turn 2 and basically force fields and eventually can kill them. But the life loss is very relevant. Dismember is a great option. And is early defense versus aggressive things. So basically, I think Dismember or Bitter Blossom. We take Silence, but we already have a lot of expensive ones. I guess I don't have that. I'm going to take the Bitter Blossom. I have quite a bit of removal already. And Bitter Blossom's less replaceable. But I could see going the other way. Here I better pick up a Drowned Catacomb, I think. It's a 2-color land. It's 2 of our heaviest colors. Kind of all around fantastic for us. The only other real option is like Night's Whisper, Flash Freeze, something like that, but we're not in the market. Ooh, Thoth. Yes, sir. Sign me up. I like Force Spike 2 a decent amount, but it is no Factor Fiction. And we're not time warping. Like, I don't really need to take an extra turn to attack because why would we be attacking? This is pretty tough. Also, I can hide this Delver. We can take Jace or we can take Preordain. If we can protect Jace, he's better than Preordain. Preordain helps us dig for specific things, which I just don't think is actually that reasonable, but it's single blue. But I think we're going to be mostly blue anyways. I think I'd rather just have Planeswalker. Planeswalkers are great. So, like I said, the Augur, no surprisingly, came back. Esper Charm into the Royal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 instants and sorceries for Augur. I think we probably need to get up to about 15 or so before it becomes good. Esper Charm's good, but it's a splash card to draw. I think Augur's really good at just giving us early defense and maybe giving us some value. I think I like that pick. Also with Venser, I mean, we can keep trying to rebuy. I don't really know why I put Drowned Catacomb on top of the Engineered Explosives. Because Moto does silly things like that. Oh, Graven Cairns came back, but so did Shadow Mage Infiltrator. We have a lot of playables, so I'm just going to take the mana fixing. I think this deck actually looks really sweet. It is a reasonable sideboard option. But I don't really want anything in those out of that pack. Dimir Charm seems like it could be good. I don't think we're going to do anything with Gifts or Given, so I'm just going to take Silence. The Dimir Charm I think is worse than other early options, which is why I hit it for now. Science Believers is pretty nice. Flash Release is a pretty great board card. Force Spike I might actually play. Whenever you get them with this card, it's so good. Although if you flip it off Augur Bolus, it's substantially less good. Alright. Nothing absurd, that's for sure, in this pack. Go for the Throat is reasonable. Necrotol is pretty good. We have a lot of 4s, though. Thoughtseize, Bone Shredder. I think Bone Shredder is better than Necrotol. This is a 3-drop, I don't want another 4-drop. I think it's between Thoughtseize and Bone Shredder. I'm kind of leaning towards Thoughtseize because I think, you know, if there's a combo deck or something like that out there, we're pretty soft to that because we don't have any counter spells, whereas we do have a lot of removal. Also, there's multiple removal spells in the pack, so one might wheel. I'm going to take the Thoughtseize. Ooh, Moldarfer is a sweet magic card. Wormcoil Engine is also super sweet. And so is Phyrexian Metamorph. So are we looking for ways to win the game? If so, maybe Wormcoil Engine. It's also a great stabilizer. But Moldrifter is really good at digging you out of screw, and then obviously is absurd with Venser. Kind of when in doubt, draw cards, right? I really don't know which is better for our deck. This would just basically replace Soul of Ravnica, I think. I feel like Moldrifter's flexibility pushes it over the top for me. We're passing multiple Armageddons. That's a little bit scary. Ooh, Garruk's a nice one against us. Phantasmal Image is great at just being able to catch us up to any situation. It's also good with all our creatures here. I would love an Inquisition, I think, as well. But I think I just want to take Phantasmal Image. Combos nicely with everything we're doing. And also, at worst, copies our opponent's creatures to buy us some time. Yeah, I'm going to take Phantasmal Image. Also note there's just like no mana fixing the entire cube so far. It's mostly a complete disaster. Duplicant is a great removal spell that also happens to combo well with all these other things. You may exile target non-token creature. It's like basically Duplicant or Floodplain, which is just a terrible dual land. But we're mostly blue-black, so really our splashes are pretty light. Like I could just splash for Flame Tongue and just splash for maybe Venser if I want. I'm going to take Duplicant. It's a pretty darn good magic card. Now, ooh, there's Steam Vents in the pack. I was going to say, Venser, Spellskite, Riftwing Cloudskate are all absurd. But I have enough playables showing. And when you have enough playables, you really should just take Mana Fixing, because our deck's very powerful already. Is it going to get that much better by having one of these 3 cards? And I think the answer is no. I'd rather just make sure I can cast my cards and take a Steam Vents. What do we have here? Not much, you say. Okay. Like Tidings draws us a lot of cards. I was really... I guess I could see myself playing a Tidings instead of like a Soul of Ravnica, maybe. I already have Thoth, though. Maybe this for the Control Mirror. I don't think I really want a Tidings. It is powerful, though. I think I need to take it just in case I want to play it. I'll just like be mad at myself if I don't take it and it ends up being something I want. I think this is pretty easily isolated Chapel. Most of these cards are only okay for us. Liliana's fine, but nothing exciting. Jushi's pretty good. But we actually have a reasonable number of 2-drops right now. And we're not Jaliriing. Forkbolt's fine. Isolated Chapel. I actually really like Negate as a magic card. It gets you out a lot of situations. It's actually fine, just main deckable half the time. So Bone Shredder came back. That's awesome. Pretty sure it's better than Go for the Throat. Just because it's a creature and you can blink it. And so our plan worked out quite nicely. Mannequin is actually okay in this deck just because we have so many Enter the Battlefield effects. So I might actually just play this card. Like if you evoke Muldrifter and then you Mannequin it, it's kind of a giant game. Ooh, an Inquisition came back. I am not in the market to splash Garruk, as sweet as that would be. You could also take Seal Cleansing, but I think just Inquisition's actually a card I might want to include in my deck. It's certainly going to be decent half the time. I don't really want this. I'm going to take a Floodplain. It finds Steam Vents, so it's kind of a tri-land of sorts. I don't know why it looks so strange like this. I guess that's neither here nor there. Fire Spout is going to be better than Fairy Conclave, I think. Because it's another sweeper if they have a lot of early guys for red. And I get the Silent Spectre for the board anyways. Let's see. What did it add? I didn't see what my last pick was. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so this is 8 lands. I probably want to play 17 or 18 is my... Oh, I got Jalira. Yeah, we're cutting that. 17 or 18 lands. Probably 18. I have 9 creatures. I don't think I need the Force Spike. I like both the discard spells, I think. They give me early game, basically protection. All the 2s look good. Negate is sort of questionable. I have plenty of white sources, so I think Splashing Vindicate and Venser should be fine. I think Tidings is my worst draw spell. I think Soul of Ravnica can go. Makeshift Mannequin might be too cute, although I think we're at 17 lands right now. But I think I might want 18. Just because I have a lot of things to do with my mana. So I just cut this. Now we're at 8 creatures. Maybe I want Tidings over Negate so I don't flood out as much. I have, like, Glen Elendra here. Like, if I played Tidings in 18 lands... No, it's not even 18 lands. If I cut another card, I get to play 18 lands. Which seems sweet with, like, Silence and a bunch of 5-drops. Let's see. How many spells do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Augur seems totally reasonable. Maybe it's just Bitter Blossom. It's like a fine win condition, but I don't have any tricks with it, and it might just kill me. I mean, it does get out of control pretty quickly. I don't have any ways to gain life. I mean, it might be crazy to cut this card. But I have plenty of ways to win the game in the sense that I have a bunch of evasive creatures and treachery. And it's not a spell for Augur. And I want an 18th land, I think. You know what, I'm just going to go against convention and just cut Bitter Blossom. I think it's fine. In a control mirror, it's great. I can bring it in. I also have great just board options. There's a chance I want explosives, but I think it's worse than all my spells. I think I like something like this. I have early interaction. I have great creatures here. Good card engines. And then I can just kill them with, like, Planeswalker or their own creature. I guess I could probably mill them out. That seems a little bit loose. Probably cannot mill them out. Do I need one more win condition card? I mean, I could play a Soul. It seems unexciting, though. And Mannequin gives me a little bit more... Maybe Mannequin's better than Tidings. Gives me a little bit more to do if I'm flooding. Like, the fact that it's an instant's kind of huge. The Mannequin back any of my creatures is a big, big game. Yeah, I actually like it in this deck. I'm going to cut Tidings. Mannequin's kind of a Tidings if I have Muldrifter in my graveyard. But it also just gives me more game in general, I think. Okay, let's build a mana base. So if we sort by color, we basically have 2 red cards and 2 white cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red sources or 6 red sources, 7 red sources is fine. I think I can even cut Graven Cairns because I don't have much double black. Although the red, like if I have a Steam Vents, Graven Cairns turns into double black for these. But it doesn't cast... I'd rather have Swamp, I think, because it doesn't cast Inquisition Thoughtseize early. So 1, 2, 3... Sorry, did I miscount? I'm trying to count red right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, that's not enough red. So this is 5 red sources. That seems fine. And also gives us the double black. So 5 red sources, and then we have 1, 2, 3, and then if I had a Plains, 4 white sources, that's fine because Venser is a 5-drop, I think, and Vindicate is fine later. Like, you don't have to cast a turn 3. I have a lot of other 3-drops. And then if we look at blue, 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. We probably need about 5 islands, so that's 9 blue sources. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black sources. So 4 swamps probably do it. 4 swamps, 5 islands. Is that fine? Yeah, then it's like 9/9. Yeah, that seems good. So 1 plains, 4 swamps, 4 islands. Or sorry, 5 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 islands. This gives us 9 of each black and blue, 4 white, and 5 red. It seems like a fine mana base. We have 18 lands and pretty reasonable curve with all that. So let's make it happen. So here it looks like we're on the draw and we have a pretty good hand, so I'm definitely going to keep it. I can't cast Jace, but we can cast Vindicate, Repulse, and Damnation pretty easily this game. So here we play Glacial Fortress turn 1, I believe. Because then we can play Swamp into Drowned Catacomb. Like if I draw Thoughtseize, I can Swamp next turn. Play Thoughtseize. And then play Jace. Alright, I'm going to play Swamp anyways. Because we'll have double blue, double black. Yeah, that seems fine. It also vindicates something, though I think vindicating a land is pretty loose. Soldier of the Pantheon. Here I just Jace +2. Then we could Damnation his board if he overextends. Alright, so he counterspelled, that's fine too. It was going to be good basically all game. We're not really taking that much damage yet. And guess no reason to play Raven Cairns. We have Faf up. Might even just Repulse too. Like him counting Faf is pretty bad. Kinda just want to draw a card, honestly. That one's absurd. So we can EOT Faf and then untap in Glenelendra, I think is the plan. Alright, so Factorino, here we go. We are in his end step, right? Yeah. Resolved, which is pretty nice. I'm definitely gonna take these 4, right? Like Phantasmal Image, Augur, Glenelendra. Yeah, I mean, I don't need Muldrix for that much. And we drew Mannequin. So I can play Glenelendra here. I should play a land first, though. Then we have Mannequin for Elendra. Alright, so now I'm just going to pass. And discard a Swamp. So just holding up Glenelendra seems like it's almost unbeatable. And then we can even bring it back. If he attacks for 2, we'll take it, because I'm going to blank his guy with Augur. No reason to lose a counter off our guy for no reason. Maybe he's stuck on 5 lands. This is his problem. Should it be running 18 lands like me, maybe? Phyrexian Metamorph. That's a pretty big tilt. I don't really care about that. That being said, I can always just image the Glenelendra, so it's fine. Like, we can counter more of his spells than he can counter ours. I wish I had that one. Last turn. So active player stacks first and just comes back. I'm gonna attack. I think that's pretty good for us. Wait, active player stacks first, so he has to make it a soldier, so this guy just dies. That was insane. Alright, yeah, that was insane for us. For some reason, I was thinking my Glenelendra came back. Active player stacks first, so that means his creature actually has come back before my Glenelendra. So that was a terrible block on his part. Basically a waste of his Metamorph. So we're going to go to my main phase. I am going to cast Phantasmal Image here. To copy Glenelendra. He's going to into the Royal. And that's fine. I just get my Glenelendra back. Sure. I'm going to copy his soldier. Since I haven't played a land, I can play Glenelendra and have mana up. Not the best outcome, but he wasted a spell to make our creature worse. I mean, he probably still should have, so that's fine. But I mean, I still have counterspell up. I think we just... Maybe I just... block? No, I still have Augur in hand. That one's pretty annoying, but I can just Vindicate it. He gets to draw 2 cards once. Cast Augur. Vindicate, and then hold up. Double activation. I can even just ultimate price, which I think I should do. And then I can hold up Essence Scatter and activations. Or Essence Scatter and 1 activation, that is. I could Mannequin, but we have to tap out for it. Seems pretty bad. I'd like Mannequin back on Moldrifter or something along those lines in a turn or two. Kaiga, we will Essence Scatter. That was a nice one. Guess I'm going to attack him first and then Thoughtseize. That way he doesn't know it's coming. We can decide if we need to Vindicate his land, for example. Oblivion Ring, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Cloud Goat Ranger, Face Fetters, Kira. So we take Kira, and then I could just... If I take Kira, then I can just counterspell all his other spells if I Vindicate his planes. Alright. I'm gonna makeshift Mannequin Moldrifter back, I think. We didn't need to, because he had had enough. Our deck is just the bigger control deck. Negate seems great. He has a lot of 6s, so maybe Force Spike is even good. Essence Scatter is great. Electrolyze is a little loose. Damnation was not great. But he does have a lot of big things, so it's a good catch-all. Duplicate and Treachery are both excellent versus his threats. Inquisition's still fine. He had a lot of 3s. So, like, all my cards exile, so that's pretty good against threats. Maybe I just cut the red. Killing Cloud Goat with Flame Tongue's pretty good still, though. Our deck's so sweet. Maybe Repulse. I mean, he doesn't have anything that small. We're kind of pre-boarded, but I think this is maybe the worst one. Electrolyze is also kind of loose. Like, he had... I'm going to cut Electrolyze. That seems fine. All his creatures were really big, except for Soldier's Pantheon. Electrolyze doesn't kill it, so... The chance Bitter Blossom or Silent Spectre are good too. Can he beat a Bitter Blossom? Maybe not. I think it's better than a Repulse. Seems we're both slow. Just having a Bitter Blossom would have won that game pretty handily, I think. Silent Spectre. I don't think I need it. So I was getting Facebook notifications, and I don't know if that was coming through on the audio, so I just want to turn that off. So as not to bug you guys while you watch. And yeah, this hand can't cast Thoughtseize, but on the draw, if we just hit 3 with Jace and we have Essence Scatters, seems like a keep to me. We have 9 black sources. Seems totally fine. What if he has Shackles? He was playing so many islands. The reason I want to play Glacial Fortress is, even though it comes to play untapped later, if I want to play like a Swamp next, I guess it would still come into play untapped the following turn. Definitely just playing this. I can't Essence Scatter, but I don't think that's a huge deal. think I want to start with a Thoughtseize. Maybe an Inquisition. Actually, I'm going to start with an Inquisition. Because if he has Mana Leak, I want to load with this one. Start with this one first. Because then Thoughtseize hits the actual relevant spells. Or instead it just hits everything. Detention Sphere, O-Ring, Sphinxes, Daze, Banisher Priest. Oh boy. If I just take the 2 answers and then... Yeah, I don't really need... If I take like Sphinxes and Jace, he has just no card drawing. He has all these D-spheres. I can answer Kaiga with Essence Scatter. I can play around Daze pretty easily. You can't Banisher Priest anything good. Oblivion Ring and D-sphere are fine. He's not going to be able to Sphinx's Rev for a long time, though. But taking one of these doesn't really matter, because I have... So I think I'm going to take Sphinx's Rev and Jace, just to make sure he can't crawl out of his situation. And the next turn I can just play Jace, draw a card. He has to deal with that by removing it. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and write that down in a sec. So we know he has D-Sphere, Kaiga, Daze, O-Ring, B, Priest. Okay, so we're well positioned against all those cards, I think. Or we draw Bitter Blossom. I'd rather him just answer Jace first, though. So if I just play Jace here, play around Daze, and then I just draw. It's not particularly good against... Like, now he can draw mana for D-Sphere or O-Ring. But it's not that impactful. Also, if I just play Bitter Blossom, then he can't answer everything. I don't really need to FOF right now. Yeah, playing more threats seems good. D-Sphere does answer all the tokens off Bitter Blossom, but I'm going to be able to pressure him. And I can just play a Muldrifter soon. Takes Jace, I believe. Takes Bitter Blossom. Okay, that seems pretty good for us. Can even just +2 Jace. Ooh, would you Vindicate this turn? I think I just want a FOF EOT. Especially if he D-spheres, I'm going to want to unlock my Jace more than anything else. So that's fine. Also, I don't really need FOF to resolve, so if he like drew Mana Leak, it's okay. D-sphere. Ring. So Fofferino. Those cards are all absurd. I think I just want to take the top pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. But then I'm going to Vindicate. Like, depends how much I need lands, but Negate's so good. And I don't want to discard. I'm just going to take the Negate. It's fine. I see, that was great. Now I can Vindicate Detention Sphere. And then we can still Essence Scatter his Kaiga. Or even just Ultimate Price it, honestly. Now I get to draw a card. And pass. I could also deck him probably pretty easily if we can get a Glenelender in play. Just +2, +2, +2, and then -10. Sure. That we can just FTK and get on the board. It's kind of sweet. Or play a Glenelendra. I think FTKing's better though. If it resolves, then I can. I think I want to hit a land this turn. I don't really want to give him a card first. It's a moderate tilt. Let's just play this first. I think I just discard the Damnation. It's my worst card. Silence of Bleeders is already kind of Damnation. It just doesn't press our advantage very well. So he has multiple dragons. Mannequin seems like it's probably a good one. I really need a land. I think we're not going to win by decking. I'm just going to kill him. So I think I just want to cash in the Jace. Although maybe I +2 here. Drawing a card every turn is pretty good, but I'm already drawing so many cards. I don't really want him to draw a card, so I'm just going to cash it in. We drew Shriekmaw, which is not excellent. I really need to be able to duplicate. I think what I'll do here is silence this guy. Or maybe Muldrifter? What if I just cast Muldrifter? Or even evoke it? Yeah, so if I just cast Muldrifter, Then we can draw a land, hopefully. And then draw and play another land next turn. Excellent. So now, what 2 cards do we discard? I think we discard, because I need to play Silence with Essence or with backup next turn. So maybe just discard Ultimate Price and Mannequin. Yeah, Mannequin. We know he has Kaiga and Daze. If he doesn't do much, though, I can always just land a Glenelendra and then go to town, or Duplicate and go to town. Alright, so he's just going to play a Kaiga. I think our plan is just Silence here. So we know he has Daze in hand as one of his cards. The fact that we get to exile his guys is just so huge this turn. So 1, 2. Unless he has like Force of Will, we're in great shape. And then we land these guys next turn and then just beat down for 6 and 8 a turn. That was pretty good here, he says. I'll agree with that. We set it up. Get in for 6. The next turn, Glenelendra negate, Essence Scatter. If you play something really good, we can remove it. It's funny because like Bitter Blossom would not even been that good this game, so it's just pretty nice that Oblivion Ring does. Holy guacamole. Wow, that was pretty absurd. So I can copy it and then Bone Shredder. Alternatively, I can just Shriekmaw it and then hold up Essence Scatter. I think duplicating is probably the best play. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I can Phantasmal Image the duplicate if I want later. Or FTK. And we get our creatures back, which is pretty nice. I think we have to counter... I think we have to counter his guy when it comes down, because I don't really want to lose my duplicate here. We have a lot of other ways to just win the game, and having a 5-6 versus a 2-4 is pretty huge. And we're running low on time in terms of cards in our library. And imaging a duplicate seems like a big game. Yeah, it's pretty good. So he's going to get a 2-4, I think, because it exiles the card. I believe that's how it works. Yes. Not really a big deal. So now I'm going to Flametongue Kavu it, and then Glen Elendra with backup. Seems fine. Wow, that's kind of absurd. I like how everything's in the exiled zone. Pretty funny. Let's go ahead and play a Glen Elendra. Guess he could daze it technically. It's only good if he has like Upheaval or something absurd he's going to play next turn. In which case we get a Bitter Blossom back into play. It's like Upheaval's not even that broken. Horde of 1/1s. Oh, I think we knew about Face Fetters. Doesn't really matter that we have Venser. Yeah, this was the game where we knew about it, and maybe I didn't write it down correctly or something. Anyways, doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna cast an image. Copy this. And then I'm going to attack for 4. And then I'm going to play Venser. Seems pretty good. I'm going to counter any non-creature he plays. Alright. Well, might not be attacking with Flametongue Kavu. Although I can make things unblockable. Maybe that's what I want to do. Yeah, that seems really silly, but it's really good. I've never basically used that mode, but let's do that. We attack for 8 and then counter anything he plays and then attack for the win next turn. So we don't want his Rector to die. Although maybe he's on good targets, honestly. I don't see any reason to play anything this turn. Really, he doesn't have days anymore. Alright, let's minus Venser and attack for 8 again. If he does something, I can always sack a Glen Elendra or negate it. Sweet. And would like to play first. Let's go ahead and do that. And his hand seems awesome. So we will keep. I think just playing Isolated Chapel turn 1 is great because we're not going to have a swamp or a plains very soon. I think steam venting here makes a lot of sense. Now we're set up to play all our spells. Sakura Tribe Elder. It's an annoying one. If he just plays like an Oracle or something, we can always just kill it. It's gonna be funny if he plays like Corso Crucifix or something after slamming a land. This creature put it on the battlefield with death upon this exiled and battlefield. It's pretty annoying. Yeah, that's really annoying. It's a pretty great combo. Alright. Well, I guess if he plays something really good, we can Silence the Believers, the creature. We're gonna have to kill everything twice, it seems. That was a good draw. Alright, let's fact. Damnation is certainly the worst card here for us, I think. I'll definitely take these two, I think. But he doesn't know if we have removal in hand, so... Ooh, Thoughtseize. That was a nice draw. Downfall, Abrupt Decay, Diabolic Servitude. So I just take Diabolic Servitude. I mean, he has Vora Stronghold, but we buy some time. Oh, he has Vora Stronghold. Maybe I just take Hero's Downfall. Then he can't beat Jace. Oh, he has Abrupt Decay. Maybe I take Abrupt Decay. And just cast a Muldrifter this turn. Diabolic Servitude already beats. Or if I take like a Doomblade or a Downfall, I can repulse the Muldrifter. Yeah, what if I take Downfall? That seems best. think I'm just going to play the Muldrifter anyways. He can Doomblade it if he wants. We'll probably have better threats later. Ooh, Treachery is awesome. I better write what he has, by the way. Oh, that's an annoying top deck. So we know he has... Let me scroll back up. He has Doomblade, Decay, Servitude, and I think a land and Forest. Another pretty good draw, I think. If I just go Inquisition him. This time I think I take Abrupt Decay. And honestly, I think I might want to just Treachery that guy. It's not going to be any better, and we can counter everything else. And just beat down with Augur Bolus, etc. Well, if he plays a giant black creature, it's great. But I feel like the board state's not really getting any better for us. Like, Treachery's not going to get any better. So untap our 2 blue sources. And go like this. Now I play Augur. And we miss. No big deal. Llanowar, sure. Just gonna electrolyze him and Llanowar. This makes red red. So I just want to draw a card and continue beating down. It's pretty sweet. This will get the Doomblade out of his hand, I think. If I just target Augur. Or not. I would think I want Vindicate. I can blow up his... well, maybe I want Mannequin. No, I don't have anything to Mannequin. I'll just take Vindicate. We can Vindicate his Vorath Stronghold. Although now he still has the other one. Servitude. Great Forest. So we know his hand is Servitude Doomblade. Gonna tap both of these. If he Doomblades, I will repulse. play an Augur, and then we will plus Venser. And we're just going to win by ultimating Venser, I believe. We can also move the Treachery. Which is pretty sweet. Take an ultimate price. Sure, why not? And this deck is quite a delight, I would say. He is flooding out, and that's game. Alright, so against such a style of deck, with a lot of reanimation, negate seems great. Doesn't seem like he has a lot of ways to deal with a bunch of Bitter Blossom tokens. He doesn't seem particularly fast either, so that could be good. Repulse doesn't seem fantastic against his strategy because it's all value. Shriekmaw seems a little loose, but probably fine. Electrolyte seemed pretty good. Damnation would be so-so, I think. But if he has like a quick Avenger of Zendikar or something along those lines, then Damnation will be good. Ultimate price didn't seem very exciting. I think I might just have too much removal. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. Science Spectre also seems kind of sweet. Alright, yeah, seems like a keep. Let's start with that. Maybe we'll snag a Secure Tribality or something along those lines. Vampiric Tutor, Strangleroot Geist, Reclamation Sage. Well, we can stop whatever he tutors for, so I think I just want to take his Geist. So, Rec, Sage, Tutor, Swamp, Forest. So played Swamp. Question is that you just play Sage as a 2-1. Doesn't seem very good. I agree with him that he should not do so. Just develop our colors, I guess, a little bit. No reason to tap out from Muldrifter. That one I think is worth negating. I'm surprised he didn't tutor for it, actually. Negate is a great sideboard card. Maybe we'll just hit a Thoughtseize, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll take a Mannequin. Play land, and then next turn I'll evoke Muldrifter. I want to hold up Essence Scatter, I think. Although maybe I should just evoke the Muldrifter now. What's he really going to play on 4 mana? Necrotol. Yeah, I think that's being a little bit too careful with my turn. Eventually we'll draw something. Oh my goodness. Well, it doesn't get much better than that, folks. Especially considering we knew 2 of his cards. No treachery here. Well, is there anything I can hit off 2 mana? I cut Ultimate Price. Don't have Doomblade. I think I just pass. This is pretty absurd. Guess it's good that we kept in Damnation. We can just survival and then get something else and then pitch to Sun Titan. It's kind of an absurd combo. I really need an answer and then also like Glenelendra. Okay, step 1. So I guess I can attack. Cast Glenelendra. And guess he can tutor in response. But we can still hold up a lot of things, I guess. Griselbrand. Yeah, Griselbrand is a thing. Luckily we have Glenelendra in play. Guess we can get Necrotol. It's a Secure Tribe Elder, that's pretty much a problem. Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, go for it. Pretty much going off. Really just have to answer Sun Titan as soon as possible. It's the big thing. Oh, Vorath Stronghold. Don't think that's a huge problem though. Sure. He was going to be able to do that anyways. he kind of punted. You're supposed to sack Sakura Tribe Elder first. What would be great is being able to draw Treachery. We'll just instantly win. So I have to block his Strangleroot guys this turn. We go to 10. Venser's pretty great. I can't flicker Muldrifter, but I can flicker Glenelendra. And he can't even kill Venser. Alternatively, I can flicker Augur to try to hit an answer. Which I think is better. Basically, I get to find a card rather than get a 2/2. So I think I want a Muldrifter to block. I think I'm just not going to attack this turn. Yeah. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seems fine to me. Alright, so flicker Augur, counter if he does something bad. I kind of need... Yeah, Damnation seems great. It might be able to win. We'll see. We also get to flicker and then... and then Damnation, which is pretty good. Okay. So I think what we want to do here is... I mean, I'm definitely going to block everything this turn. So like this. And this. If he has Hero's Downfall here, it's a big joke. Luckily he didn't. Then I think we flicker the Glenelendra. Destroy target land. That's fine. So just attack with Glenelendra. Flicker it. Damnation. And play tap land, don't remember how many. I have 5 islands in my deck, so I probably should floodplain and set an upkeep stop. We also are almost to Venser Mana to be, or Venser Ultimate, which will obviously be a big game. This is not an easy game to win, that's for sure. We can counter Gristlebrand next turn, and then just remove his Volrath Stronghold. Or Survival. Not sure which. Definitely depends on what we draw. He probably already has his good cards in his graveyard, I would assume. If he gets back Sun Titan, he can animate dead Gristlebrand. That's absurd. Pernicious Deed, artifact, creature, and enchantment with convert mana cost extra less. I think I let that resolve. So if we just counter Regrowth, he can't Pernicious Deed our guy away. So I'll just counter it. Get our last island. We're almost out of lands in our deck, which is good. But not quite. Okie dokie, Smokey. Then we get to Ultimate Venser next turn and go off, hopefully. Targeting Sakura Tribe Elder. Strange. Why is Sakura Tribe Elder going on top? Maybe he wants to survival it. Nothing I do about that. Primeval Titan. Well, I guess I should counter Primeval Titan. I need to draw a spell next turn so I can Venser away for a Stronghold, but you can see no response. And we're going to exile a spell by Thought Seizing his Vorath Stronghold. That was going to be a big game. Alright, well that's pretty awesome. Okie doke, on to the finals on the play. And this hand is fine because we can cast Fact or Fiction eventually. Shriekmaw's early defense. Play Graven Cairn's turn 1. There's a chance we draw like a swamp or some red source or something if we need a Shriekmaw early. Land tax is a giant tilt. I could just not play a land. That puts us on the draw. I don't think it's that bad though. Yeah, I'm just not going to play a land. Protection from black. But not protection from red, you say. I'm gonna go ahead and Inquisition him. And I can take his Spellskite. He has Armageddon, Day of Judgment. What is this deck? So he has Forked Bolt, Armageddon, which is unbeatable, Day, and Hakori. So he just wants to mana screw you, it seems like. I really need a white source. Definitely can't beat an Armageddon, so I guess I just pass. So I can evoke Shriekmaw to kill his guy. This whole game's pretty messed up. I'm gonna have to electrolyze next turn, I think. We're not gonna win by not playing lands, I think. Land text was just very good against us this game. Big problem. I guess we can Bone Shredder that. And he's just gonna Armageddon. Whole situation's miserable. I mean, maybe we just hold up a counterspell, supposedly. Like a quote-unquote counterspell. And then try to Damnation or something. I don't see us winning by tapping out for Bone Shredder. You just Armageddons, and then we lose. Land taxes was just completely broken this game. He probably has the Ravages of War too. So I'm going to play Hakori, which we can maybe beat if we draw Damnation, but I can't fact for Damnation, so let that resolve. And we lose. Fire Spout seems very good. Dimir Charm counters sorceries. Negate seems great. Let's see, what else? Augur's okay. I like those. Ultimate Prize kills Hakori on the cheap. Vindicate kills land tax. Repulse seems pretty good against Hakori type things. Probably don't need Mannequin. I think if we have that much value, we're winning. Duplicant seems okay. Not great. And probably Repulse is the worst. Has one image, under price. If I just play Legacy's Allure, you can't tap out for something too. Also, EE for 1 or 2 seems pretty good. I think Silence is one of my worst cards against him. Let's try this. If he's playing land tax, I mean, I still play. It's just frustrating. This hand is not good. Roll again. Yep. Alright, gotta pass. I almost wanted to draw because he had land tax, but I will still pass. I think we will still pass and discard a swamp. Like, I want Augur to come down to beat his 2-drop or whatever. Alright, I think our hand's good enough that we... I don't even have double blue yet, though. I think our hand's good enough that we should go for it, though. We've, like, sculpted our hand. I'm not really beating land tax. Ooh, Dimir Charm is very nice. Now he gets all the lands in the world. It's pretty broken, but it is what it is. And hopefully we can just beat everything anyways. So he's a bunch of planes. Pockersite, that's pretty annoying. Kind of want a Phantasmal Image for my Augur. Ooh, let's see. Term like in Phantasmal Image is a Pockersite. That's pretty bad though. Guess I'll take a Damnation. He already has a million lands, doesn't really matter. probably just very real consideration for decking him with Jace, because he's just... Well, that one's pretty gross. I also kind of want to hold up Counterspell. I think I just pass this turn. Next turn we can Glenelendra. I can't even hold up Glenelendra with double next turn. All right. Yep. Well, we still have to hold up Dimir Charm. I need to be able to cast Glenelendra and have a second blue source. I really do think he might die by Jace once we get going. Let's see, did he... Yeah, he didn't even put any lands in hand. Probably has them all out of his deck at this point. Greater Gargadon. That's pretty good. Luckily I can just sweep it away if I want. Definitely countering Armageddon. There's a negate. I think I want to evoke Moldrifter, try to hit a blue source. Excellent. This game is very silly, but it's working out. So we can negate the next play. We can Glenelendra. Alright, he got a Plains this turn and a Mountain. It's fine. He's Gargadon's on 9. I think my picture is probably covering the Gargadon, but I'll just update you guys as it goes. Johnny, Caller of the Pride. That's absurd with Gargadon. I think I have to negate that. Is he gonna Wrath? He's gonna balance. This deck's absurd, if that's what he's planning to do. Well, Gargadon's on 3. Really, just turn 1 land tax destroyed us. I think I could beat everything else. Maybe I was not supposed to counter a Johnny. But it seemed like him just going to town with Greater Gargadon with flying double strike was going to be pretty unbeatable. So, I don't know. Why didn't he attack me for 9 that turn? Now we actually have an out with Shriekmaw. I draw a Swamp next turn. Seems pretty loose. This game's still not going to be easy. In fact, I think we're probably just 0-outed, but because of Hypocrisite. That comes in playing 2 turns. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. I don't think we're going to be able to Damnation in time. Well, that was a pretty cool cube draft overall. I liked it a lot. We lost. I think maybe we misplayed on this game with the negate, but I'm pretty happy with the results all around, and thanks for watching.